All right, I seen a tweet by Eddie Hearn. I thought it was interesting. Here it is right here. Take a look, see. Yep. Eddie Hearn wants to be boxing's Dana White. And you know what? I'm all for it. Since Eddie has stepped on the scene, I've tipped my hat to Eddie. Eddie has been a fresh air. Eddie has came in here and offered these guys 3 and quadruple times their highest payday. Eddie Hearn is always enthusiastic about the sport. Eddie Hearn is always trying to put on good cards. I see Eddie Hearn out here doing good business. You know, a lot of people tried to knock Eddie Hearn in the beginning, but I've always been down with Fast Eddie. And I'm going to tell you the main reason why. Eddie Hearn is young. He's new blood in boxing. He's not seeing things the old way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that's in boxing has been here already. They're all old. You know what I'm saying? Aram. I mean, anybody you could think of, they're all old. Eddie is the new kid on the block. He's the young guy. And that's what this sport needs. We need young guys to come in here and change this old thing. That's why I like new media, because it's full of young guys getting rid of that old school mentality and that old school way of doing things. Because as you can see, you guys couldn't carry the torch on to boxing. You let it die out. Boxing needs freshness. It needs freshness. It need new blood. That's what Anthony Joshua brought in. He was freshness. And let's be honest, boxing would be nowhere near popular or talked about right now if it wasn't for Anthony Joshua. I think we forget that, okay? Boxing, the lights was off. We already know that. When Anthony Joshua came on back on the scene, that's when the lights cut back on. That's when people started paying attention again. And what was that ushered in through? Eddie fucking Hearn. So I'm totally with that. And I think, yes, boxing should run through one big guy, because if he runs it, we will get the best of the best. That's one stronghold, and that's one thing I do not knock Dana White for. Dana White is going to put on some fights. And if you don't fight, he chucking you. Period. He chuck you. He like, hey, this is UFC. We fight. You don't want to fight? You ain't got to. Bye. You know what I'm saying? That's what boxing needs to be like. And that's why I told y'all in the other videos, ultimately, why these guys don't want to do tournaments. Because they can no longer build fictitious champions that they can make money off of, because the tournament will flush it out. A tournament will show you who's who. Yes, and I think boxing should be ran through one person at this point, because it's a complete joke. I'm sick of the way that you think that you need to build these fighters up. You don't. This is a new era, bruh. Things evolve, things change, and nothing stays the same. You have to evolve with the time. Eddie Hearn represents the changing of a guard. Just the way he talks about boxing makes me excited about boxing. What promoter do you know speaks about boxing like Eddie Hearn speaks about boxing? Name me one. Nobody, man. When Eddie talk, I be like, fuck yeah. I'm ready to jump on my counter. Like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn just, he's got the drive. He's not burnt out. He's got the ideas. He sees it. He's all about it. Now, the only problem that I came up with is I just didn't think boxing needed no KISI and Logan Paul shit. I will never be down with that crap. You know what I'm saying? I would never be down with real boxers playing second fiddles to some YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, I need to throw my hat in here. So can I get an opponent? You know what I'm saying? Can I get an opponent? If that's what y'all going to do, you know what I'm saying? If y'all going to put YouTubers on, you know what I'm saying? Find me an opponent. You know what I'm saying? Find me a fellow YouTuber to go ahead and go up with. You know what I'm saying? Because I need that cash. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking all comers. Knocking out all bums. Period. But, you know, I'm going to digress on that. But when it comes to what he's saying, because he sees that boxing is very flawed and they don't want to fight the best. And he just said this about female boxing and, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot. And some people telling me, well, you know, the reason why the females are so gun-ho and ready because, you know, they don't have as many opponents and they're not getting paid as well. But as soon as they start making money like the guys, then, you know what I'm saying, they'll start acting funny too. I don't care what their reason is for getting in that ring being ambitious. I don't. I do not care what motivates them at all. As long as they get in the ring and they want to fight the best, I do not care. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. But as of right now, like I said, the most people that I'm impressed by at this point as far as putting on cards, it ain't in boxing. the most fighters that I'm impressed by right now is not in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. Because number one, boxing fucked up when you guys don't fight as frequently as you guys used to. The reason why these guys will never be as good as the predecessors or the people who came before them simply because they fought better than you. You know what I'm saying? So they iron stayed sharp, you know what I'm saying, majority of the time. You guys don't fight enough, you know what I'm saying, for that to happen. And if fighting 3 and 4 times a year is too much for you guys, then maybe we need to cut down the rounds. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't know what it's like to have 20 rounds, 15 rounds and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We cut it down to 12. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if to get these guys to fight 3 and 4 times, well, what do we need to do? Cut it down to 4 rounds. And that's another thing that I've been thinking about. If you cut down the rounds, truthfully, we should have a more action-packed fight. Because there's less damage that's going to be taken in the end, and it's less fatigue. So truthfully, if the rounds are lower, the action should be greater. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I've been thinking about too. Would you sacrifice rounds for the sake of action? And you know what? I would cut about 3 rounds out of a 12-round fight to have more action. So if these guys knew that they only had to fight 7 or 8 rounds, their energy level and their intent should be more, you know what I'm saying? It should be more. But, you know what I'm saying? That's just a side note that I was thinking about. But when it comes to what Eddie Hearn is talking about, man, I'm totally with him being the godfather at the forefront, you know what I'm saying, the end all be all when it comes to this boxing thing, because the man has not steered me wrong yet. You know what I'm saying? He's always tried to get the best, and let's be honest, when it comes to something that's new and come to people who's really made a change and really made a dent in boxing, it has came on the DAZN Eddie Hearn side. You know what I'm saying? This is why the face of boxing ran over to DAZN. You know what I'm saying? So, and they got them, and you know what I'm saying, they got Anthony Joshua over there, you know what I'm saying. The UK seems to be where it's popping at, you know what I'm saying. That's where the talent pool is thriving at, you know. And just like I said before, I told people that UK was going to take over boxing. This is their time, you know what I'm saying. You need to stop hating, you need to stop doing all that, because we done had our time in the sun, and we didn't have plenty of champions. We have so many champions, and we have such a luxurious legacy that we have no reason to hate on anybody that wants to come along and, you know what I'm saying, share the spotlight with us, because we have a long history that nobody could ever beat, you know what I'm saying, could ever beat. So we can stand a step back and say, you know what, you get yours, you know what I'm saying, go ahead. But, you know what I'm saying, we simply not pumping out the athletes, and people are just not interested like that. And over in the UK seems to be where it's popping at. You know what I'm saying, DAZN seems to be paying people good. Eddie Hearn seems to be the only one that's offering these guys real money, because if it was left up to Eddie Hearn, we would have had a few luxurious fights. You know what I'm saying, because Eddie Hearn has tried to make them. People just ain't took the money. You know what I'm saying? What else can you do when you're offering people 3 and 2 times more their highest payday that they ever had, and they don't want to take the fight? What else can he do? You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make the good fights. He's trying to give you the good fights. You know what I'm saying? Just look at Anthony Joshua, for example. When has Anthony Joshua tried to gyp you on a fight? When has Anthony Joshua did an Otto Weiland? You know what I'm saying? When has he done that? When has Anthony Joshua done a Rocky Fielding? When has Anthony Joshua done a Paul Hogan? When has Anthony Joshua done a Brandon Adams? When has he done that? You know what I'm saying? It tells you how they moving and shaking it over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally with Eddie Hearn, you know what I'm saying, being a Dana White of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% with it. As long as he don't get into that Logan Paul bullshit, and and if you are gonna get to that bullshit, can I get a contract? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. Can I get a contract? I'll fight whoever you put in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Period. If that's the route you want to go. But you know what I'm saying? Other than that, skip that YouTube shit. I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I understand the stuff is about views and things like that. Trust me, I get it. Boxing is a business. I get it. But to me, Eddie Hearn has always tried to put on a good show. He's always offered people good money. I ain't never seen nobody talk about, oh, you know what I'm saying, cheap this and cheap that. I mean, just look how drastically Demetrius Andrade's career has turned around. You know what I'm saying? He's now getting paid with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody who sat on the bench as long as he did, he caught up real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. But tell me what you think about it. What you think about boxing running through one main guy? You know what I'm saying? And if boxing could run through one main guy, who would you want it to be? Because I couldn't see you picking nobody else but Eddie. You think you want boxing to run through what? Who? Bob Arum? Think you want boxing to run through what? Al Heyman? What? Top rank? Like what? Like who do you see doing it? This is the only young guy on the scene, man. And this whole boxing thing needs revamping, from the media down to the promoters, hell, down to even some of these boxers, because Manny Pacquiao shouldn't be in there. You know what I'm saying? Truthfully, I mean, he shouldn't. He should be retired. He should pass his legacy on somewhere. This whole thing needs new blood and new vamping. But tell me what you think. Who's Van out?